Hello everyone, my name is DarkHero, welcome back to my channel where we cover Dauntless content. I am so glad you are here, and today I am going to be talking about cell cores and how you can obtain them as fast as possible. First, allow me to explain what cells are so that everyone is up to speed. Cells are an integral part of the Dauntless experience. Cells are items obtained from cores that can be placed in sockets on weapons, armor and lanterns. They provide a perk tier bonus based on their rarity. Uncommon cells will give you 1 point, rare cells will give you 2 points, and finally epic cells will give you 3 points. Each different cell corresponds to a different cell type. Each of these cell types focus on a specific area of gameplay. For example, the defense cell type focuses on survivability, and the power cell type focuses on stagger and part damage. There is a total of 5 different cell types. There is defense, mobility, power, technique, and finally utility. It is very important to be aware of the different cell types because each of the weapons, armor pieces and lanterns come with different slots that can only apply certain cell types. For example, the Ostian repeaters have 2 different cell slots. One of them is for technique cells and the other one is for mobility cells. When it comes to creating a build, especially when you are in the endgame of Dauntless, you will want to pay attention to what perks your weapon and armor pieces come with, as well as what bonus the lantern you're using comes with, but you also want to pay attention to their cell slots because that is going to allow you to add even more perks to your build. If you want to, for example, make a build that focuses on increasing your attack speed, then you're probably going to want to have plenty of technique cells, so you are able to add cells like Evasive Fury or Molten. That being said, now that you have a general understanding of how cells work in Dauntless, let's talk about the different ways that you can obtain them. You will be gaining cells as you play through the game, as these are rewarded randomly at the end of a hunt. And as you progress through the mastery system, you will gain as rewards different cell cores. These cell cores come in 3 different rarities just like with the regular cells, and once you take one of these cores to one of the core smashers that are located in Ramsgate, you will be able to open these cores and get a random cell. Well, in truth, the majority of the cores you'll get are going to give you random cells, however some of these cores actually have a specific type of cell that they are going to give you. For example, if you have a utility core, you are going to get utility cells. So now let's talk about the different ways that allow you to obtain these cores, as well as what are the best ways to get as many of them as possible in the shortest time possible. The first and probably the fastest method that you have of obtaining cores is by completing the Hunt Pass. The Hunt Pass gives you access to a lot of rewards, and some of these, as you'll see, are cores. With just the basic version of the Elite Pass, the version that you don't have to pay for, will give you 4 bronze cores, 2 silver cores and 1 golden core if you level it up all the way to the end. However, if you do decide to purchase the Elite version of the Hunt Pass, by the way, if you do want to purchase anything in Dauntless, make sure to use my creator code, it's DarkHeroCC, as you can see on screen, all in caps, make sure you use it. But if you do decide to get the Elite version of the Hunt Pass, you will end up gaining 4 bronze cores, 4 silver cores and 5 golden cores. Seeing as you can take care of all of the weekly challenges for the Hunt Pass in a single day, and you can max out the Elite Pass very easily, this is without a doubt the easiest and the fastest way to get cores, especially golden cores. I mean, you can even create a build that will allow you to get to Hunt Pass level 50 in less than 5 hours. Do let me know if you're interested in seeing that video from me in the comment section below. However, as I have shown you earlier, you don't get a single golden core if you don't have the Elite version of the Hunt Pass. So what if you don't want to pay for the Elite Hunt Pass, or what if you have paid for it and you have already obtained everything from it, but you still want to get even more gold cores? Well, in that case we turn to the mastery system. When you go to the rewards section of the mastery system, it shows you exactly what you are going to get at which level. And as you'll see, every single tab or category in the mastery rank system will give you a bunch of different cores, including, yes, golden cores. So now let's go over every single one of these categories in the mastery system and see how many cores they award at the end. Firstly, the Slayer level category will award you 2 bronze cores, 6 silver cores and a total of 5 golden cores, with the first one being given to you at level 34. Since you can only gain a golden core at level 34, it takes a long time to get there, so this isn't a great way to obtain golden cores. But what about the different categories? Well, for the Behemoth Mastery category, if you complete it all the way to the end, you will receive 4 bronze cores, 7 silver cores and a total of 8 gold cores. This one is fantastic for gold cores, especially considering the fact that you get your very first gold core out of this category after only reaching Behemoth Mastery level 16. One important thing to note, however, is that these cores that you get out of the Behemoth Mastery category are gold cores of specific types of cells, with 4 of them being gold defense cores and the other 4 being gold utility cores. Now, what about the weapons? Well, it turns out that the progression works in the same way for every single weapon, so the cores that you are going to get and the level at which you are going to get them are going to be the same across all weapons. If you level up a single weapon mastery all the way to the end, you will end up with 2 bronze cores, 2 silver cores and 3 gold cores, with one of them being a general gold core which is given to you at level 12 and the other 2 being gold offense cores. Now, I know that 3 gold cores may not sound like much, especially if you don't find good use for gold offense cores, because 2 out of the 3 gold cores you're going to get from the weapon mastery are going to be gold offense cores. But the gold general core that you get from each of these weapon masteries is given to you only at level 12, which really doesn't take a lot to get there. And of course, secondly, there are 6 different weapons in the game, so you can gain these 3 cores over and over and over again. So since we end up with 3 gold cores out of a single weapon mastery, we will of course end up with 18 golden cores if you level up all of the different weapon masteries. And that is not to mention the 12 bronze cores and the 12 silver cores that you will get along the way. These are the only methods in the game that you have of guaranteeing that you're going to get these cores. If you want to get extra cores, you can actually farm for them. Take a look at the Searing Prism tab in my Repeater's Mastery. As you can see, all of the objectives within this single mastery section have already been completed, and that fact is indicated by the star next to the progress bar saying completed. But despite being already completed, there is a new progress bar put in here. Well, this is known in the community as prestiging something. Prestige in video games works in many different ways, and the most probably common association to the prestige term in the gaming world would probably be the Call of Duty series. In Call of Duty, prestiging would reset your level back to 1, but you would gain new rewards such as new create a class slots along the way. In Dauntless it works in a very different way. You don't have to worry, you're not going to lose your progress if you choose to prestige, because that's not even an option. As soon as you complete all of the mastery objectives within a single section, that is going to add that completed star, and what this allows you to do is if you keep using this piece of gear, you're going to get experience for it. And if you complete the progress bar that is shown here, you are going to get a guaranteed silver offense core at the end. Now, I am not 100% sure if it is always going to be a silver offense core. I'm not sure if it's going to rotate between the different types of cores, or if it's always going to be an offense core because it's a weapon mastery system. So perhaps if this was within the Behemoth Mastery category, you would get a different type of silver core. I'm not too sure on that. But the fact of the matter is that if you keep playing the game, Dauntless is going to reward you with a new silver core. Unfortunately, you're never going to get golden cores out of prestiging gear pieces. But what you can do is take the cells that you have received from these different cores and go up to the middleman NPC. This guy allows you to combine different types of cells to create a brand new one. It may be overwhelming at first, but it's actually pretty simple. If you combine 2 green cells, you're going to get a blue cell. If you combine 2 blue cells, you're going to get a purple cell. And well, you can actually craft a purple cell by only giving a single purple cell along with a few rams, which is the official currency in the game. In addition to that, the type of cell you choose to use for the combination or crafting of a new one will affect the type of the cell that you're going to get at the end. if you only put cells of a single type, say for example mobility cells, you are guaranteed to get a cell of that type. So again, if you put in 2 mobility cells, you're always going to get a mobility cell in the end. But if you combine 2 different types of cells, say a defense cell and a mobility cell, you are either going to get a mobility cell or a defense cell. After you have chosen which type of cells you want to put in, you can fuse them together and it will actually take a significant time before you get the new cell. However, you can spend a few ace chips in order to skip the crafting process and to get the cell immediately. In addition to that, the middleman NPC has 3 different cells that are available for sale, and these cells always consist of 1 purple cell and 2 blue cells, and they will rotate after a few days, so it's important to visit the middleman NPC and see if there is a cell that is for sale that you really want to buy. Keep in mind that when you are going to fuse cells, you only have a single slot available at first. If you want to buy the 2 other ones, you're going to have to pay some platinum for it. The first one costs 500 platinum and the second one costs 1000 platinum. I know it's a bit inconvenient to not have those 3 available at first, but if you have some spare platinum, maybe you want to buy one of them. The middleman is a very important NPC. As I said at the beginning of the video, you're going to be dealing with cells a lot, especially in the endgame of Dauntless, so you really want to check up on him regularly and make sure that you are always crafting a new cell. And really the only other methods of acquiring cells other than these that I've listed already are just by obtaining them randomly at the end of a hunt. The more difficult the hunt is, the higher your chance is of gaining a better cell. However, I have never seen a purple cell drop at the end of a hunt, so I am not sure if that can actually happen. But there you go, these are all of the ways that you have of farming and getting as many cell cores and cells as possible. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, like this video if you have enjoyed it, and of course, subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Dauntless content. And as always, a huge thank you goes out to my patrons for choosing to support me and helping me keep this channel alive. You guys are my heroes, and a special thank you goes out to Guildarts Gaming for becoming a mighty hero. If you would like to support me, then the link to my Patreon is down below in the description, but with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. My name is DarkHero, and happy hunting!